Coming up, a Jacksonville University professor becomes the Education Commissioner of Duval County. The quality of your St. Johns River continues to improve, and the JU volleyball team is now 6-0. Welcome back to the new year with your Jacksonville University's own Dolphin Channel News. I'm Ethan Wallhausen.
And I'm Adam Jordan with your sports update.
The city of Jacksonville has a new education commissioner. One of Jacksonville University's very own received the call from City Hall. Reporter Sarah Mecklenburg brings the details.
Earlier this month, representatives from all over the city gathered in Terry Concert Hall to witness Mayor Alvin Brown's announcement of Jacksonville's new education commissioner, Dr. Anne-Marie Kemp-Willett.
I'm excited to have her get started. She's a great choice. She's motivated, and we're all excited to have her on board. On behalf of the taxpayers, teachers, administrators, and students who will benefit from our effort in education, let me thank Tim Cost, Jacksonville University, again for this wonderful gift to our community.
Dr. Kemp-Willett, an award-winning educator and communication expert, will guide and instruct Mayor Alvin Brown in subjects concerning the city's education. Dr. Anne-Marie Kemp-Willett looks forward to serve Jacksonville's community.
I'm very excited to have this opportunity. I feel honored to represent Jacksonville University in our community, and that it's a real privilege to get to work with the mayor's office on behalf of our university and help serve our Jacksonville community. So I really would have to say that it's both a privilege and an honor, and I'm excited to do so.
Dr. Kemp-Willett succeeds Dr. Donnie Horner, JU's management professor and now the university's chief government and community affairs officer.
Dr. Kemp-Willett will serve on loan from JU while receiving a ceremonial $1 from the city of Jacksonville. She will serve at no cost to the Duval County taxpayers. Reporting for the Dolphin Channel, I'm Sarah Mecklenburg. Your school, your news.
From the city of Jacksonville to a national recognition, JU professors continue positive exposure for the school. A national organization honors a JU professor for his efforts to improve aviation education and accreditation in the U.S. and around the world. The Aviation Accreditation Board International honors Dr. JUAN MERKT, Director of Aeronautics, with the Paul Willen Educator Award. The award is given to an individual who has been influential in the advancement of ABI.
So when they announced, this summer that I was a recipient of the Paul Willen Award, I was deeply honored, obviously, but I was surprised too, because I think many of my colleagues at Abby have also worked very hard. So any of the accomplishment that I was credited for would not have been accomplished without the help from many other people. But it was a great honor to be that person this year.
MERKT has been a member of ABI for the last 12 years. He has served in a variety of positions, from treasurer and secretary to chair of the International Criteria and Bylaws Committees. MERKT assisted in efforts to rename the organization and adapt current standards to accommodate international accreditation. He also helped to adopt a new criteria for accreditation of graduate programs in aviation. The 7th Annual River Report was released earlier this month and shows the progress that St. John's has made in the past year. The report is a collaborative effort between JU, UNF, and Valdosta State and takes into account various characteristics of the river. One concern the researchers found was a growth trend of fragmentation within the wetlands. Dr. Sonnenberg and her team of researchers see the improvements in the river and are closely watching things the group is concerned about.
It's all a matter of perspective. The river, I believe, is a whole lot better than it was decades ago.
I believe it is improving. Looking at the water quality tests that they do, the water is slowly improving.
One major concern for Dr. Sonnenberg is the low budget for the research, forcing the team to use outside data collected multiple years ago.
We're concerned that monitoring in this day of tight budgets is continued, because if we're going to see the benefits of a lot of efforts, of a lot of this expenditures, we're going to have to keep looking for the problems.
Not only does the report show a decrease in nutrients, declining air toxins, and stable fisheries, but Dr. Pinto is putting it to use in the classroom to help students gain an understanding for what's in their backyard.
It's great because students really get a local feeling of what's going on in their backyard or what's happening locally around them.
Even JEA is doing their part by reducing the nutrients that flow into the river. Staying on the St. John's, the sandy banks are being invaded with algae. Algae blooms can release a toxin that can cause skin irritation, your eyes to water, and affect your sinuses. These freshwater algae bloom species show the St. John's has a lower salinity level than normal. The two species are hazardous to both human and animal health. The last bloom was in 2010 and caused many dead fish to wash ashore. On a positive note, the toxins are below the World Health Organization threshold for recreational use. Jacksonville University is going green. After providing students with a sustainable dorm, rooftop gardens, and offering a degree in sustainability, JU is now working with Jacksonville's Clara White mission. According to JU Sustainability Coordinator Marcel DeLay, students will train homeless veterans in gardening and to help planting and maintaining gardens on local restaurant rooftops. And now for your local sports updates with Adam Jordan.
The men's soccer team ended a 3-match homestand with its first win of the season. Senior Nick Rodriguez scored 2 goals and junior Mateus Ciroli scored a third as the Dolphins downed Grand Canyon University by a count of 3-1. Next up is a trip to Spartanburg, South Carolina as the JU men play Woolford, the first of 3 straight on the road. On the women's field, the Lady Dolphins fell to the University of Georgia as the Bulldogs were able to score in the last 20 seconds of overtime to take the victory 1-0. But the ladies were able to bounce back when they faced Georgia State and came away victorious by a score of 1-0. The win gives the Lady Dolphins an overall record of 4-2. Women's soccer will be looking for their second straight win as they travel to play Georgia Southern before returning home for the next 3 games. The cross-country teams got off to a fast start as both the men and women's team were able to sweep the competition at the JU short course duels. The women had seniors Finya Meyer take first place with a time of 13 minutes and 56 seconds in the 3.7K course, followed by freshmen Katie Solis and Caitlin Marino finishing second and fourth respectively. For the men, sophomores Nick Dale and Andrew Merrill were followed by freshman Jeremy McDermott to take fourth, fifth, and sixth. Freshman Kyle Cruz finished ninth to give the Dolphins 4 of the top 10 spots in the 5.13K course. Both teams start the season 3-0 and have their next meet on September 27th in Titusville. JU Volleyball continued their win streak with wins over Mississippi Valley State and FAU, taking their record to 6-0 overall. We caught up with sophomore Gabriella Roman after the game and got her thoughts on the team's solid start.
It's all about the team. You get nothing about you. It's like you can think about the school. You have to think about your teammates, and all day for we have been putting all these practices. So it's like I make it for them.
Next up for the volleyball team is a trip to Miami on September 12th, where they'll play 3 games over 2 days in the FIU Invitational. Redshirt sophomore quarterback Cade Bell went 24 for 48 with 242 yards with a touchdown and a pick, while senior wide receiver Dorian Guy had 5 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown in a loss for JU football on Saturday. The loss was the second in a row to start the season. The Dolphins look for their first win of the year when they square off against Morehead State in the home opener on September 14th at 1 p.m. at DB Milne Field. Finally, in the NFL, the Jaguars started off the year with a solid first quarter, holding the visiting Kansas City Chiefs to a 3-and-out on their first drive. The Jags were able to block the ensuing punt and force a safety. Unfortunately, those were the only points Blaine Gabbert and company were able to put on the board as they lost their opening day game 28-2. The Jags will travel to Oakland to play the Raiders on September 15th.
Well, hopefully we can see some improvement in the rest of the season.
Not looking good.
It seems like just about everywhere you go on campus, you are hearing and seeing construction. The newest building will be a replica of the Lazara building. As the largest major on campus, the nursing program will finally have a place to call home. We sat down with Dr. Derek Hall, who assured us the $8 million project is going to benefit the students and community in the long run.
With the addition of this building, it shows there's a lot happening in health sciences here locally. The community really looks to us as leaders in that industry.
On the north side of campus, the old President's House is getting a major facelift and will be known as the River House, a place for students to gather, have meetings, and even drink in a pub.
I don't think it will affect the Commons too much. It will add event space, and it will add high-end event space, and I think that's what will really draw people there. You see sand volleyball, Dolphin Green, river, downtown. It's quite a view.
Crews have already started excavating the building. Major construction will start in the next few weeks. The River House is set to be complete by the spring of 2014. The next big project is a planned 4,500-seat football stadium. The dance department at Jacksonville University opens its curtains for the first time this semester. Reporter Haley Muley brings us the story.
Jacksonville University is breaking boundaries and letting some new dancers to the stage in Swisher Theater. This Friday and Saturday, the dance department hosted an event for the first time with 3 professional contemporary dance companies from the Jacksonville area. This event helped promote JU's dance department, as well as giving the JU students a chance to see what their future could be in the career choice of dance.
This event called Breaking Boundaries is the first event sponsored by the College of Fine Arts in Swisher Theater here at Jacksonville University, and it is an outside group that we have invited to come participate and be part of our college-wide performing arts series.
My favorite part of the show was the number released by the Braided Light Dance Project. There was 3 girls in it, and just the way they moved was so graceful and elegant.
Many of the dancers and choreographers for this show are JU alumni or current faculty members who are now dancing professionally in the theaters in Jacksonville. The show was a modern-style dance, giving the alumni and faculty members a chance to perform or to create a piece of their own.
The next show being produced in the Swisher Theater is Eurydice in October. Reporting from the Dolphin Channel News, I am Haley Muley.
That's going to do it for this edition of the Dolphin Channel News. I'm Ethan Wellhausen.
And I'm Adam Jordan. From all of us here at the Dolphin Channel, thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. You can find more of our award-winning work on YouTube under the Dolphin Channel or like the Dolphin Channel on Facebook. Also, you can follow the Dolphin Channel on Twitter.